各位在线的嘉宾们、女士们、先生们，大家晚上好！我是今天晚上的讲座的发起人和主持人，美国上海同乡会的会长沈珺。欢迎大家今天来到我们向社区提供的美国上海同乡会线上系列讲座的第4讲——消费者金融保护线上讲座。Good evening, guest speakers, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the initiator and host of this evening's seminar.Shan, the president of the Shanghai Association in USA. Welcome to our Shanghai Association in USA lecture series number 4 seminar. Today, the topic is Consumer Financial Protection Online Seminar. 那么我现在来介绍一下我们的这个发起主办方，是美国上海同乡会。Initiate Organizer Shanghai Association in USA。那么我们的共同主办方，co-organizer 有我们的亚裔爱心辅助会，Access Future 美国福建会馆 ，Fujian Association in USA， 纽约台山侨胞妇女联合会 ，Chimerica Women Association。那么我是今天的这个主持人。那么我们今天还有就是同声传译是我们的亚裔爱心辅助会的吴楠副会长。The Simultaneously interpreter is our co-host, Access Future Vice President Mr. Nan Wu. Okay, so 就是在这里再提醒一下，如果不会英文听不懂的。之后我们的嘉宾有说英文的，然后你可以把频道就是下面那个地球仪调到有个 interpretation 翻译的调到中文，然后你听到的就是中文的，好吗？我们是有同声传译的哈。那么我来介绍一下今天我们主讲嘉宾。那么我们邀请到的有纽约州州长办公室亚裔事务主任范小江 ，Elaine 范Director of Asian Affairs of the New York State Governor's Office. Welcome, Elaine. 跟大家打个招呼。然后是纽约州49选区众议员郑永嘉 ，New York State Assemblyman Lester Chang. He is a member of the New York State Assembly Banks Committee. Hi, Lester. Okay. The next one is皇后区检察官办公室的反老年诈骗部门的专员，Daren Wilks from a Queens District Attorney, Melinda Katz Office Elder Fraud Unit Coordinator. Welcome. Hello, Daren. 然后第4位是Transglobal 泛宇集团的首席投资长 Chief Investment Officer Herman Chen. Hi, Herman. 那第5位是我们的爱法律师楼的代表李丽娜律师 ，Alpha Law LLC 的 lawyer Lina Lee。好，他刚才上来哈。然后呢，第6位呢是109分局的社区联络官黄警官 Iris Huang from 109 Precinct。他呢会在之后9点钟的时候上线跟大家分享，因为他现在就是还有事情在忙哈。那么我说一下今天我们的这个
知道有很多法拉盛布鲁克林有很多的受害者，在我们的纽约市都希望共同探讨解决问题的方法。上海同乡会，我们主持了很多相关的这种教育性的讲座，告诉大家怎么样来做，包括告诉大家怎么样使用消费者保护局的这个来做这样的案子，那么怎么样去在网上来做争议的处理。
In community is good topic to discuss for our this seminar online. So 我在这里说一下，就是因为最近呢，就是大家在这个华人社区里面呢，有很多包括银行账户被盗、电话卡被盗、微信被盗、身份证件被盗，就是这样子的很多的问题。那么我们就是在这里呢，就是想和各个这个社区人士，然后就是 from different departments 的 来探讨一下这些应对的一些策略，还有我们之后的一些打算。然后呢，就是看一下就是怎样加强银行的安全等级，来防止客户的账户被盗。然后呢，就是我们的监管的机构和警局有什么好的建议和执法的这个规划。那么今天我们也非常有幸的邀请到了这个检察官办公室的那就是对于这类的案件，我们是怎样一个就是这个诉求可以反映到我们的检察官办公室。然后就是另外就是这个像这个律师怎么样去寻求这些法律上面的一些途径。然后还有就是最近非常火的就是硅谷银行等金融机构倒闭后的一些建议哈。那么首先我们来邀请我们的第一个 guest speaker
来给大家
纽约州长办公室亚裔事务主任范小江来跟我们分享一下。So welcome Elaine Fan, Director of the Asian Affairs of New York State Governor's Office, like give us share some ideas. 好 ，welcome.
大家晚上好，我就讲中文了。我是纽约州州长 Katz Hochul 的亚裔事务主任，非常感谢这个美国上海同乡会沈会长定期的积极的为大家举办这么有意义的 workshop。其实关于今天的主题呢，我觉得我们办公室并不是专家，因为在线的有我们 DA Office， 还有我们109分局11点会来的黄警官呢，他们一定会给大家带来很多有用的信息。我只是表达对workshop 的支持，并且呢想说 identity theft 就是这个身份盗窃呢，对这个 senior 和移民呢是一个很巨大的威胁。所以我相信今天的 workshop 对大家的生活品质以及个人安全都会有非常大的帮助。然后我也预祝说沈会长和各位 co-sponsor 很重要的这些会我就不一一的 acknowledge 了，希望今天晚上的活动能够成功，非常感谢。
好，非常感谢 Elaine 的支持啊 ，Elaine 也是非常在我们大大小小社区这个活动中都有就是他来支持我们，然后也跟我们发声，那么希望我们以后能够得到州长办公室更多的支持，好，谢谢。那么下面一位呢，我们来邀请我们的纽约州49选区的众议员郑永嘉 ，New York State Assemblyman Lester Chang， share his idea。因为我知道就是之前我们的这个郑议员呢，在他的选区有召开过类似的这个诈骗的一个线下的这个会议，然后来了100多个受害者，对吗 ？Right， OK。然后我们来就是让我们的郑议员来跟我们分享一下 ，OK。
各位，我鄭永佳，我係州議員。
大家晚上好，我的名字是郑永嘉，我是以布鲁克林为主要的服务区域。
Good evening, my name is Lester Chang.
那么我同时也在我们的这个银行委员会供职。
I'm also sitting in a banking committee.
之前我有进行这个一个大约50多个人的受害者的面对面的一个会议，告诉我们这个问题是非常严重。我希望从这样的活动中能够让大家知道什么是欺诈。那么怎么样去面对和解决这样的问题？怎么样去找仲裁员来解决？那么我来给所有的受害者都能获得帮助。非常感谢沈军会长今天来主持这样的活动，同时也感谢 Daren 能花出时间给我们进行面对面的指导。谢谢。
Wilks from being
感谢大家今天花时间来到这里。
Elizabeth, you are representing for Queen District Attorney as well, right?
我希望通过我们大家共同的努力，今天能够对我们这样的一个共同关注的社会问题进行改观。
Is to either change laws and regulations or help identify the perpetrator and help solve getting money back from my constituents.
我有一些问题想问一下您，郑议员。
Thank you.
我知道有一些外州的银行
I have some questions. So
现在开始使用面部识别的技术来反欺诈。
some bank maybe in the other
这种情
state
况
they
有没有
already
可能
start
使
using
用
facial recognition?
面部的识别来要求银
Just is it
行
possible
对
to
受害
like
者
use
提
a
供相关
facial
的赔偿和保
recognition
护？
or the fingerprints to request
因
the
为
bank to add in more
很多
security
人
when
他
they
都是
like
驾照被
check
盗用
the
的，
identity.
那么银行
Just because a lot of the
这
people
些会员他
they
们
be
根本就不
stolen
去
by the
看这
driver
些
license.
面孔，
Then
他们觉得亚洲人长得都是
some
很
bank
相像的。
the
您觉
counter
得
people
这
they
种
just
情况
look at it
有
it's
没有
just
可能在纽
similar.
约
The
实施
person
呢？
just similar. Then they just give the money away. So
那
how
么
do you
怎么
think
样来对身
the
份证通过面
legislation
部
for
识
this
别进
kind
行
of
识别？
can we add it on
根据
for
我
more
的研究，
security for the like identity check?
所以我遇到这样的情况，要先冻结
From
我
my
自己的信
studies,
用账户
the
和我
most
的
important
银
thing is I
行
would
账户。
put a credit hold
那
in
么
my account.
这样的
Freeze your
情
credit
去
so
进行冻结
no
是
one
非
can
常
able
简
to
单。
open up bank accounts,
第
credit
二种
cards
方式
or anything
是
else once you put
手
a
是
credit
指
trace.
纹
That
的
should
识
be
别，
simple.
那么这个是安
Second,
全性非常强，
biometrics that you were
这
mentioning
个也
about.
是非常好
Fingerprints,
的。
facial recognition, they're all nice.
最重要的
Added layer
是
of
改变你
security.
的密码，改变账户上的密码，
That's
重
very
置，
nice at all. But it goes
永
down
远
to a
去
very
随时
basic
更
thing
新，
is
随时去
is
监
change a
控。
password.
那么
Always
你同时应
check
该
your
知道哪
accounts,
些
your
人
bank
有可
account
能获得你
frequently.
的个人
Always
信息
check.
和账户信息。
And third is be aware of who have access to your account.
嗯，
So
如果
that's
你
what
有
we
办
have
法
now.
向银
The
行
good
证
thing
明
is
是
if
银
it's
行
a bank
泄露
fraud
了你的
using
身
your
份和个人
identity,
信息，你
then
是
there's
可
a
以向
way
银
to
行进
get
行
the
追讨。
bank to return some of the money back to you.
Darren 有没有什么
Even
需要
credit
加
cards.
的？给我
But
进行补
anything
充的。
outside of
我觉
that is
得
very difficult to recover money.
有一些银行
Daren,
开
do you
始
have
了
anything to add?
额外的安全保护，比如说，
Yes, I think
那么有些银行通过声音
some
识
banks
别，
are
比如它
adding
有声
additional
音的这个
security
识
measures.
别密码。
For example, some
那么
banks
如
have
果他们
added
不知
a
道你的
verbal
声音的
password.
这样一
Anytime
个
you're
词
making a
怎么说
transaction,
他们
even if
这个
somebody
银行的
steals your
柜员
ID and they go to the
和客
bank,
服人员
if they don't
是
know that
不会
verbal
让他做
password,
任何的
then
交易的。
the
我觉得
bank
最重要
representative
的就是要跟你的银行进行
in
沟通，
theory should not
要
conduct
问
any
他们有没有什
transactions
么额
until
外
they
的
get
方式
that
进行
verbal
加一层
password.
的保护。
So I think it's a good idea to check with your bank and ask
我
them what additional
非常
security
同意
measures
刚才
are
您说的，
available.
随时看你的银行的账单。
And
如果你
I
有任何的
totally
银行欺
agree
诈
and
的行
applaud
为
your
或被盗
comment
用了，
to check your statements regularly.
银行
Because
会，
if you
如
do
果你
have
提
any
出证
type
据，
of
银行
identity
会马上
theft
的
or
帮助
fraud
你。
on your account,
不要等
the
超过
banks will
30天，甚
usually
至45天，
assist
甚至
you,
更
work
长的
with
时间。
you, and sometimes return your money. But
你
not
等的
if
时
you
间越
wait,
长，
you know,
银
more than
行它
30 or
所处理
60
的就越
days. So if you
难。
miss a couple of statements, it becomes much more difficult to get
谢
the
谢。
bank to work with you and make you whole.
Yeah.
那么同时，我为开会来的人，
But
Yeah,
one
thank
thing,
you. Yeah.
but
那
one
么就
thing
是
I
去银
do,
行
I have a challenge
去
from the people
报
who show
警
up
带
is filing a police report.
翻译
That's the
到
first
警
thing
察
we
局
have
的
to do,
翻译是
file
个
a
问题，
police
这个
report.
报警不是那
It's
么容
not
易的。
easy at all. I realize that.
那么
Translation is a problem.
很多
Documentation a
警察局
problem.
有的时候
And
甚至因为你
some
不住
police
在他
precinct
的
may
辖
not
区，他是
take
不帮
your
你进行
case
报
if you
案的。
don't live in their precinct, and
所
which
以
is
有
not
些警
true.
察局他根
You
本
can
都不
live
去做这
anywhere in
件
the
事情，
precinct
他
and
的
file
借
a
口
police
就是你
report.
不住在他的这个
But
辖区之内。
Some precinct don't want to
那
do
么
the
有些
extra
人
work.
会在这
So,
个 FTC，
and
也
that's
就
the
是消费
challenge,
者
is
信
to
用保
help
护局
people is
去
to
进
file
行
a
网
police
上的投
report
诉。
first thing. Second, they're to file a report on the
那
FTC.
么有些，
That's Federal Trade Commission. Third, they're
那么
file a
银
report on
行
the
甚至
FTC
有
if
的时候
possible. So
会
you have to file
跟
numerous
你
reports
这个打周旋
before
战。
even the bank would entertain to
那
make you whole.
在我的
just
个
follow
人这
basic
个主页
police
网站
report
上，
is
我甚
already
至
a
要给
challenge.
大家开
And
一页
I'm
讲一下
in
具
my
体要做
website,
哪
I'm
些
trying
事
to
情。
design a checklist what you need to do when filing
如果
a
发
police
生这样 样的问题。
in English and Chinese. And second,
你可以在我的网站上进行投诉，可以通过中文或英文任何之中的任何一种语言来把你的案子告诉我。这样是不是对大家会相对容易一些？
So we're trying to work on that work on that reporting to make it easier for
我的
constituents.
这个选区的个人办公室目前可能还没有开放，可能要到过一段的时间才能对公众开放。但是我会进行这个面对面或者网上的这种教育性的讲座。所以第一件非常重要的事情是要获得警察的报告。
Whatever language it is,
that
detailed report became the basis of filing a police report that would help some of the people. But I did not realize that it's become critical.
每一个人都被告知要去警察局去报案，但是非常难。让警察立案是很难。他们要把你的案件定性，看一下你案件到底有多严重。有的时候甚至说不是很严重，不给你报。按照我们的标准，你这个不能立案。有的说是，有的说不是，有的甚至告诉你，你回到你的居住地去，或者甚至有人更滑稽的是告诉你要打911，踢皮球一样的。所以我有时觉得，纽约市警察局。它根本就没有统一的标准，这种透明性也在很多时候不能获得体现，根本就没有一个统一的标准，非常难，或者让我们的受害者获得这一步的帮助不容易。所以，如果银行里的钱确实是被盗了，对大家来说是非常难一步一步去处理。我对 Daren 有个问题，你们那里的标准，处理这样的案子的标准是怎么样的？
I'd like to ask a question for Daren is what is your standard procedures of people
警察立案出警察报告，你觉得这种情况胜算对于我们的受害者第一步获得警察报告的可能性是什么？我听说了这种情况。我们听到受害者来到我的办公室告诉我
Yes, I have heard that also from many complainants that come to our office that try to file a police report.
有标准，而且我们这里这样的案子太多了，这个根本就不够立案的。
It's not standard, and if you go to a precinct that's overwhelmed that day, they may say they can't take a report.
没有成功，你一定要坚持。
My suggestion when I have a complainant that has tried and failed is to be persistent. Contact the community affairs officer at the precinct. If you walk in the front door and the person at the desk does not want to take a police report or tells you that they can't take a police report, you know, don't give up. Call the community affairs officer. Call the detective squad. Call a supervisor.
那么我们有受害者。
Also, I've heard from many complainants that they've contacted, you know, a crime victims advocate or many other organizations throughout the city that assist with crime victims to assist them with getting a police report. Sometimes they will go to the precinct with them. You know, I've gotten calls and I've made a call to a precinct to try to assist a complainant with getting a police report. And it's, as you mentioned, the banks will not investigate a fraud almost exclusively without a police report. I believe the police departments know this, but I think it's just a case of some days, sometimes they're overwhelmed and sometimes they don't always do it, but they should.
到不同的这个不同的渠道，比如包括消费局、投诉局、保护局、投诉。
Consumer affairs officer is, you know, should be helpful to
如果你觉得能够到别的警察局试试你的运气，或者走另外一条路，看一下可不可以。
You know, to
这样的情况是不可以接受，警察这种行为是不对的。
But be persistent.
现在他们是被受害者是有了财务的损失，他们是受害者。警察这样做是不可以接受的，是不对的。
So that's frustration. That's what we feel.
那么我在我的这个网页上也设了这样的能够让大家投诉
So that's why I have to do an intuitive type of my website for people to file some sort of complaint. My website and do a follow-up and hopefully to do a police report.
这个对于警察局来说，实际上是一种客服上的这个没有做到他们应该做的事情。
It's a failure of customer service. I know they're overwhelmed.
目前我们在进行立一个法案。
Just let people know is there is a.
我们对于这种大的偷窃案设计为在英语叫 larceny.
That will be co-sponsoring. Is petty larceny.
那么我知道有些情况是1000块钱以下。纽约州现在是立案的。
Who steal things or shoplift for less than $1,000?
很多人可能他们钱不够的话，警察连理你都不理。
Go out once they get charged, and they can.
但是你要是把好几笔都加起来，有的人可能一笔钱被盗用根本不到1000，但是你要是不停的被盗用，加起来就超过了一定的金额，那么就是大额的被盗用、被偷盗的状态。
Now cashier's bill will be in jeopardy. So we're
就好比说，你到有的人去商店里去偷东西，那么可能一次性钱不是很多，但是几次这种惯犯加起来，你看它的历史，它加起来就超过了1000块钱，每次是30几块钱、40几块钱，那么这个应该合计起来计算。
Now that will be bothersome for the police.
不管这个金额是多么的小一次性，但是只要它不停的发生，我们就应该把它加起来来看一下整个的历史。现在目前我们试图对这种情况进行立法。
Then hopefully they can go to jail and without being released. That's what we're trying to do on our side.
Daren.
But yes, it's a frustration part on the police report. I'm being the recipient of that right now.
希望今天的这个网上线上的讲座能够帮助到大家。
But one step at a time, I hope
给大家一些指出一些方式和方法。
Get somebody somewhere in the city to identify it and solve this problem. It's unacceptable.
我去109分局的时候。
对 ，So.
所以109分局说，有些案子你现在是可以在网上立案，但是银行盗用的案子，这种案子我从来没有发现它可以在网上立案。应该警察局有一个软件，就是 APP， 能够帮我们的受害的市民容易的能够可以报案。或者，如果是账户被盗的这种情况，应该直接去找这种侦探类的上层。这是一种严重的盗窃的行为，这是犯罪。所以这种情况应该获得及时的解决。现在。我们请 Daren Wilks， 他是我们皇后区检察官办公室社区协调官员。他会给我们进行15到20分钟的专题防欺诈讲座。谢谢大家。我跟大家来分享一下我的屏幕。
Let's welcome Daren. So you can share your screen, right?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm just going to share my screen here.
大家都能听到我吗？太好了，非常感谢，感谢上海协会。
Can you all hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great.
感谢。
So thank you,
郑永嘉议员。
June and the Shanghai Association. Thank you, Assemblyman Chang, for being here, and everyone for being here.
在这个区域检察官的办公室来针对和反对欺诈发生的这样的很多的情况。
public outreach,
这种欺诈的犯罪都是在随着时间不停的升级。我们希望来给大家提供教育和分享我们的知识，来帮助大家解决并且预防这样的情况。
what complaints we're seeing to help people avoid becoming a victim. So my one request for everyone tonight is to share this information with friends, family. The more people that are made aware of these things, the less victims we will have. That's my hope. I'd like to thank our Bureau Chief Joe Conley, the Elder Fraud Chief Anna Dow, and of course District Attorney Katz for allowing us to do these public outreach presentations. So I'm going to talk about a lot of frauds and scams that we're seeing. Identity theft. Identity theft is going to be a common theme throughout these frauds. As I mentioned, there's many different frauds. I'm going to hit some of the biggest ones that we see. I'm not a big statistics person, but as you can see on the page here, the amount of money lost, the amount of victims, the increase that we see from year to year, this should really jump out at people, let them know that these things are real. A lot of the frauds, when we talk about them to citizens, sometimes they seem a little unbelievable that they work. You can see from these numbers that they are working and people are losing a lot of money. The other thing I wanted to mention is recovering money is not always an easy thing. It's not always the outcome, although we try our best. If the scammers are in another country or the money changes hands in certain ways, gift cards, other types of transfers, it's not always easy to recover the money. Just really quickly, as you can see here, this is the statistics from the FTC. I'm so glad that Assemblyman Chang mentioned the FTC. I also encourage people to report their complaints to the FTC. They keep data on all these complaints. They have taken action in the past on certain scam complaints regarding money transfer services, Western Union, MoneyGram, and that sort of thing. But as you can see here, the top category is imposter scams. Now, there are many types of imposter scams. I'm going to go through some of the bigger ones tonight. But basically, these are people that are pretending to be somebody they're not, to try to trick you out of your money. It could be somebody pretending to be from the U.S. government about a visa application. It could be somebody pretending to be a bank representative. It could be somebody from pretending to be Con Ed. Right? We've seen a lot of those scams. There's a saying, trust but verify, right? So you always want to verify who you're talking to. And in order to verify, you don't want to use any information given to you by the scammer. So, sorry about that.
如果有的人他说他是 Com Edison 的工作人员，你不要就相信他们就是他们告诉你我是哪个部门哪个电话的，那么你要自己去核实，你要自己查，甚至有些 email 看上去是非常真实的。一会儿我会给大家分享一下。
I'm going to talk about some email scams later. But these imposter scams can be a whole variety of things. The important thing is you have to verify who you're talking to always.
这种爱情类冒充某人的诈骗类型。
Now, this screen, I'm going to talk about romance scams tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about investment crypto scams. And if you look at this screen, I find it very interesting that these two categories are the biggest loss categories.
有一种是骗人投资，还有一种是让你爱上某人那种很浪漫式的，
You can see there the romance scam and the miscellaneous investments, which
这些都是非常大的被欺诈的。
type scams, cryptocurrency type scams. These are the biggest loss amounts because these things, people are being tricked by these. And I'm going to go into detail in just a little bit. So these are some of the larger categories of scams. And as you can see on the bottom of the screen, identity theft is a common theme throughout all of these scams. We have on the left, we have the imposter scams, romance scams, grandparent, we call it a jail bail scam. I'm going to go into detail about that one, where somebody calls and pretends to be a family member and asks you for money. Email, phone scams. We have seen numerous victims recently that were the victim of email pop-ups saying that there's a problem with your computer, a problem with your bank account. So here again, this is an example where, yes, it's alarming, but before you take action, before you call that number, do a little research on, what you could Google the phone number, right? It pops up on your screen. You can call someone and ask them if they've ever heard of this company, or Google the company and look up the number for yourself. Don't take the number that pops up on your screen. Or call a reputable business that you know in your area that might do some computer work, right? Fake check scams. These things have been going on for a long time. They're still out there. I will get into that. I mentioned some cryptocurrency scams. These are often tied into romance scams. Okay, I'm going to talk about that in detail. Family or friendship, people close to you. These are not imposter scams, but these are people close to you. Maybe a home health aide is asking you for money, or asking to go to the bank for you, and maybe some additional money is missing from your checking account. Maybe there are checks missing from your checkbook, right? These types of things that someone that's not an imposter, someone that's closer to you, a distant relative, a neighbor, a home health aide, right? We always have to make sure that the people that come into our home, we know them, we trust them, and if there is a home health aide involved and that they're acting inappropriately, or you believe that they're acting inappropriately, call someone. That's another common theme, especially for seniors in our community. Many are reluctant to report these things. They feel embarrassed. They feel like their relatives won't trust them anymore, and they're reluctant to report these things. Very important to tell somebody, report it, or even if you think something is happening, call a friend, call a close relative, and ask them. Say, I got this phone call and they said they're asking for a lot of money because they're going to turn off my Con Ed tomorrow. Right? Ask somebody. Tell a friend or somebody you trust. Finally, homeowner scams. There's a lot of deed fraud out there, and our office has handled a lot of cases. I work in the elder fraud unit, but we also work with the Housing and Worker Protection Bureau. They handle a lot of deed fraud cases, and they've been successful in returning many deeds that were fraudulently transferred to scammers. Home contractors, right? I'm going to get into that. So again, we'll start off with the romance scam. So a lot of money, a lot of victims have been lost. You can see the numbers here on the screen. I don't have to read them. A lot of these things start off possibly on Facebook or some other standard social media. You can see that there are the excuses on here. They start up a friendship. Usually a little bit faster than normal, right? They want to teach, they want to get a lot of information about you. Here's some excuses, right? I'm injured, I'm in the hospital, I need money. I'm living a great life because I'm investing in cryptocurrency. I can teach you how to invest, right? I'm in the military in another country. I'm trying to get back home. So all these excuses come after the friendship is started and after the trust is started. I need help with an important delivery. I'm going to send you something very valuable. I'm going to send you money to help take care of you. But I need money to pay for the shipping. Right? There are many excuses, and I'm going to, on the next screen, I'll show you some warning signs. Romance scammers always have a reason why they can't meet you in person. They always tell you they're going to come and visit, but just before they come, there's always some type of problem or tragedy that prevents it, right? I mentioned the relationship, the friendship seems to move very fast. They want to gain trust quickly and then move to the money, right? Speed is very important to them. They generally steer you off the major social media sites to other sites, WeChat and things like that. This is beneficial to them, right? It's not as easy to track them and to get records. They're more interested in learning about you than providing details about themselves. They might provide you a photo or persona of a businessman that works overseas in another country, a lot of times in the Middle East, or they're in the military. They might send you great-looking photos of someone, in a military uniform, and they know what to do to get your trust. So it's fine to make friends. It's fine to communicate with friends and people on Facebook or whatever. But when the topic turns to money, that's the time to stop and talk to somebody, ask somebody. Before I mentioned crypto scams. A lot of times this is connected to a romance scam. People gain your trust, they start a friendship, and as you're telling each other about your lives, they say, well, I retired and I'm living this great life because I'm trading cryptocurrency and I'm making a lot of money and I don't have to work anymore. Typically a victim will say, well, that seems really great. How do I do that? And the scammer is more than happy to show you. And they show you how to open an account. They show you how to put your money in the account. And then they tell you there's some special account or some special investment, and they transfer it into another account, and then it's gone. So if you have any interest in investing cryptocurrency, anything like that, this is very complicated. There are 10,000 cryptocurrencies, many of which are worth. So my advice to you is if you're looking to invest in something, use a reputable investment company, somebody you can see in person that has an office, and ask them many questions. I went through a lot of these warning signs of the crypto scam. You fund the money, you send money into the account, you may even actually buy cryptocurrency. But once you transfer it into that unknown account, it's gone. If there is a cryptocurrency situation, it's very important for you to jump on it and report it right away. It's hard to track cryptocurrency after the first 48 to 72 hours. So it is important to tell somebody if something like this is occurring. Investment real estate scams. There's a lot of investment ads, advice out there. They promise very high returns, very low risk, buying properties, flipping them or selling them quickly, and it's a great profit, right? if something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Again, these people, they might contact you by internet. They may even show up at your house and tell you that they're investing in properties, and they may show you some very convincing material. But again, if you want to invest, if you want to be in real estate, use a reputable, verifiable professional. Right? The grandparent scam. This is a big scam that we've seen a lot, and a lot of people have lost quite a bit of money on this scam. It could be a relative, a grandson in jail. It could be a relative that is hurt or in the hospital. The scam is the same, right? They call you and they say, Grandma, Grandpa, I'm in jail or I'm in the hospital. And the person says, gee, that you sound different. Is that you, Jimmy? Well, now the scammer knows that your grandson is named Jimmy. And they say, yes, it's me, Jimmy. And they tell you that they need $7,000 or $10,000 for bail money or for hospital bills. And they put you on the phone with somebody else that is supposed to be an attorney or a bail agent or something to that effect. And if you pay that money, they might tell you to send it overnight express delivery to some unknown address. They may even offer to come and pick you up at your house and drive you to the bank to get money. If you pay that first amount of money, you're going to get another phone call from the alleged grandson or from the attorney asking for more money, saying that the charges have been increased and you need more bail. So again, this is an imposter scam. We have to verify before sending any money. Right? One phone call to your relative will end this scam. They will often tell you that you cannot tell anybody about this because the case has been sealed by a judge. So again, you just have to verify, right, before sending any money. Email or phishing scams. I've personally seen a number of complaints recently for pop-ups for on your computer for bank problems, even email virus problems, printer problems. You may click on an unknown email and a number pops up and it says, warning, your computer is infected, your computer has a virus. And if you call that number, right, we don't know what number that is. It just says, call this number. It might say Microsoft. It might say, you know, Chase Bank. Your computer has been infected and your bank account is compromised. Right? If you click on that link or you call that number, now you've invited the scammer in, right? If you click on the link, they could now have access to your computer. If you call the number, they're going to tell you about your computer problems and that your bank account was affected. And you have to take action. You have to move your money out of your account to protect it from being stolen by hackers. And they're going to give you an account to move your money to, or they may ask for permission to get on your computer, and they will go into your bank account from your computer. So it's very important. Don't click on any unknown emails, unknown links, right? Or definitely check out the company that sent it to you. If you do need computer assistance, virus protection, use a reputable company. Go ask Best Buy or something, that someone that you can see in person. And never give remote access to your computer unless you're absolutely sure who it is. Right? Once they have access to your computer, they can access a lot of your personal information. And that leads to identity theft or even access to your bank account. Generally phone scams, right? These are imposter scams, as we mentioned before. Always verify who you're talking to. If somebody calls you from Chase Bank saying there's a problem with your account, hang up the phone and call Chase Bank on a number that you know and you can verify, not the number that the caller gives you. Right? This could be a government agency. It could be a New York City agency, a municipality, you know, anything. Also, please keep in mind that legitimate businesses and government agencies do not do business or request payment with gift card, cryptocurrency, or sending somebody to your house to pick up cash, right? If anybody wants to do that, if anybody's asking for those things, you know right away that it's a scam. Okay? They try to create a lot of fear and panic to get you to act without thinking. So that's the best advice, is to, you know, slow down, check with somebody, and verify what's going on or who you're talking to before sending any payment. We've seen a lot of these lottery or sweepstakes scams. And these seem kind of hard to believe that they work, but I've seen complainants come in with complaints that have lost a lot of money. It could be a lottery, it could be an inheritance, that you're going to receive an inheritance. Again, a legitimate lottery does not require you to pay money up front to collect that prize, right? If it's an inheritance, if you're going to inherit some money from a relative, again, you don't have to send money to some unknown attorney in order to get that money. So again, verify who you're talking to, tell a friend or tell a close, you know, someone you trust, and ask them about the situation. Talk to an attorney that you know, right? Before you send any money or take any action. Generally, fake check scams. Usually these occur when they're advertising a work from home job, or you're selling something on the internet, and somebody responds and they says, yes, we're gonna hire you, or I want to purchase this item that you're selling, and they might send you a check for 3 times the amount that you're asking, or 3 times the salary that they're offering, and they ask you to deposit the check and send the additional money to someone else for costs or to purchase materials. What will happen is that check that goes into your bank account will clear temporarily. And when you send that excess money to some unknown account, the next day that check will be found to be fraudulent, and your account will be deducted. And you will be out the money that you sent. So if somebody's asking to deposit a check or send money to an unknown account, definitely verify and check out who you're dealing with before you send any money. Or wait 2 or 3 days and make sure that check is good. Home health aid or family member theft, right? One thing I will mention, if somebody is coming around your house to try to help you, maybe they want to offer to help you with your shopping or your banking, and they tell you, well, if you add me to your bank account, I can help pay your bills, I can, you know, deposit money. So always remember that if you add somebody to your bank account, that person is a joint account owner, and they can take out the money from your bank account just like you can, and it would not be a crime. Same goes for power of attorney. If you think you may need somebody to be a power of attorney,
你要跟家里的人沟通，甚至跟你自己的律师沟通，来确定这个人真正是可以代表你，而不会损伤你的利益。你在很长的时间内都可以信任他，他是绝对可靠的。
trustworthy,
如果你有
you know
代
them
理
a
人，
long time, you trust them, and they're going to
如果
act
这个
in
代
your
理
best
人你
interest.
指定的，你觉得不相信他，或者他没
Okay?
有做他
If
应
you
该
do
做
have
的
a
事
power of
情，那么
attorney
你真的
and
要考
the
虑
person
撤
is
销对
not
他的这种
acting
授
as
权。
you would like them to act, speak to
任
an
何
elder
这个
law
签
attorney
署
and
指定
about
授权人的文
trying
件
to
都
revoke
不
that
应
power
该
of attorney.
急于作证，甚
And
至说
generally, you should
加
not
这个
feel
银行账
pressured to
户
sign
的人到你的
documents
账户。如果有人不停的催
to
你做
add
这
a
样的
joint
事情，
account
这个人
holder
肯
to
定是
sign
有
a
问
power
题
of
的。
attorney. If somebody is pressuring you to sign these documents, there's something wrong, right? And you have to stop and talk to
还
somebody you
有
trust.
有的人想要
I
帮你，
talked
主
about
要
deed fraud,
说
right?
帮你来进行一些交易，
If somebody is trying
哦，
to
帮你
assist
去
you
交
with
房屋的贷款。
a housing transaction, maybe a
你
refinance,
记住，所
maybe
有
they're
你要
promising
签
to
署
lower
和
your
授权
mortgage
的文
payment.
件，你一定要知道的
Make
内
sure
容。
that
你要
you
签之前，让你
understand
自己
the
的翻译，
documents that
或是
are
让你的律
being
师看
shown to
清楚，
you.
不要急于
Speak
随
to
便去
somebody you
签字。
trust. Speak to an attorney. Don't
你记住，
sign
我们看到
documents
很
that
多
you
人
don't
他签了
understand.
东西，自己
Right?
都不知道。
We've
那
had
好
many
了，
examples
发
where
现
people
他
who
们
sign
签的这个文
documents,
件
they
是
don't know
说
what
把
they're
这个
signing,
房屋转给
and
别人，或者把
later
账
they
户转给
discover
别
that
人
they
托
signed
管。
a deed transfer and they transferred their house to some unknown person.
记住了，
So
你
make
个
sure
人的
you're
信息必
understanding what
须要
you're
保证
signing.
绝对的安全。个人信息是直接
Just
连着
generally
身份盗
keep your
窃的。
personal information safe, right?
你的任
This
何
is a
个人
common
信息
theme with
都不
identity
要
theft.
去让第
Verify
三
who you're
方知道。
talking to.
记住，所有的银行链接
Don't
电
give
脑上
out
的链接，
personal information.
你自己的
Don't
银行的账号。
click on unknown links and let them into your computer.
如果有人到你家里
Make
帮
sure
你，
that your checkbook, your banking
记住
documents
不要
are
让他知
secure.
道
If
你的个人
somebody,
信
if
息，
there's
尤其是银
somebody
行
that's
账号、
helping
你的
you
信
or
用
coming
卡
into your
号、
house,
密码之类的。
you know, make sure they don't have access to your personal
大家记住，
information,
我
to
们之
your
前有说
bank,
过，
your credit
你的
card,
银
your
行账
credit
单
cards,
一
your
定要随
checkbook,
时
things
查。
like that. And as we
你
mentioned
的
before,
电费账单，
stay on top
任
of your
何的账单
statements.
你都
Make
要随
sure
时
you're
去查
reviewing
询，
your
发现任
statements,
何异常，
any
及时
statement,
的去
Con
报
Ed,
告，
your bank
马
statements, your
上
credit
去
card.
去找
If
警察
something
立
is
案。
if something is wrong, report it right away. You know,
接
call
下
the
来
bank right
这
away.
些
Make a police
都
report.
是一些
Call
战
our
略，
office.
最后怎么样能避免成为
Right?
受
And
害
I've
者？
talked about many of these strategies, but here they
不
are in
要
one
向
page
任何未见面
to
人的人
avoid
电
being
汇
a
或
victim.
者发送礼
Right?
品卡。
Sending money to people that you don't know, to accounts that you
如果
don't
有人
know.
还告诉
Sending
你，
money
你
by
一定不
gift
要告诉
card.
别人
This is
保
a big
密。
red flag for a
那好了，
scam.
你就知道这肯定是
Right?
骗人的。
If somebody's asking you to keep it a
如果有
secret,
人
sending
问你的
money
银
and
行
don't
账
tell
号信
anybody,
箱，
that's a
你
big
记
red
住，尤
flag
其是
for
共同账
a
户，一定要
scam.
非常非常的慎重，
Giving strangers access to your
一
bank
定要
account
想到不要成
information
为诈
or
骗的
being
受害
cautious
者。
with joint bank
有人
accounts,
突然跑
right?
你家来，
Not signing
好
documents
了，
you
说
don't
我帮你修
understand.
一下房顶。
Avoid
哦，那
unsolicited
你来付
offers.
钱。
If somebody shows up at your
如果
house
你突然间有人说你的房顶需要
offering to
修，你
fix
要
your
付
roof
现
for
金，
half the
好吧？那
price,
么你要自
but
己
you have
警
to
醒一
pay
下
in
喽。
cash, right? This is somebody you don't know. They just showed up at your house one
这里
day.
是一些联系方
So
式，
these are red flags.
甚至包括我们的联邦调查局这种
This is some contact information
网
for our
络受
office,
害投诉中心，
for the
这些电
FBI
话大家
Internet
都应该记一
Complaint
下。
Center, the Federal Trade Commission.
我记一下还是
Right?
照一下？
These are all good numbers to have.
如果大家有问题，
So if you want to
有人打
take
电话
down
说你的银行账
some
户安全受到了
information,
威胁，
you know, even if you have a question
在
about
你
something, if
做
somebody
任何
calls you
的
up and they
转
say your
钱
bank
之
account
前
is
一
being
定要核实。
compromised, you know, give our office a call before you send any money.
知道今天
Right?
的时间有限，所以我讲的可能是快了一点儿。
So
如果大家
I
有任何的
kind of
问
moved
题，
through this
我
quickly
尽量
because I
回
know
答，
we're a little
大家可以。
pushed on time. But hopefully we can have some question and answer and answer anybody's questions that they may have.
Thank you so much.
除了向警察那里去做保安，
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I just want to ask, just
甚至可以直接去 DA 的，
to
也
go
就
to
是
the
我们
police
区域检察官的办公
office
室
to。do the police report. Actually, the
我们虽然不
victim
能成为
can
警
call
察
the
立案，
DA's office, right? For the
但是
help.
我们可以联系
Yes,
警察办公室、
I mean,
警察
we
局。
can't do a police report.
我可以
But
试着
if they
帮
go
你
to the
去打电话给
precinct
警察局，看一下
and
能不能帮
they're
到你。
not taking the police report, I'm happy to make a phone call and try to help them with
大家
that.
是不是要看一下这个联系方式在屏幕上？如果大家需要记，可以花一点时
So
间记下
I don't
来，
know
或
if
者
you'd
就
like me
拍
to
照
leave。this on the screen or if people want to write this down or they've got it, but I can leave it or
我
stop
们来
sharing, whatever
截
you'd
屏一
like.
下，然后跟大家分享。
So yeah, you can stop sharing. I
我们
will
的观
take
众
the screenshot.
如果
Then
有
later
任
I
何的问
can
题，
yeah
可以
share to
来
another
提
person.
问。
Right.
So yeah, for the audience, somebody want to ask a question for Daren? Let me see here.
Hi, Daren, this is Kaylee. I have a question in terms of, I guess once we have a police report that's filed for the identity theft issue, and is there a process for them to kind of investigate and figure out what was going on and who's, I guess, behind all of this? Because I think most of the time we find that there are cases created, but you know, the detectives comes to the house and kind of just inquires about it, but then we never hear about like what happens after that. So just curious to know if you're aware of like, I guess what happens after the creation of the police report, and if we should be communicating with specific parties to be tracking that progress.
Yes, excellent question, and I find this a lot. So typically what happens after a police report, they will assign it to a detective. And you know, I have to feel for complainants because I've tried to contact detectives about cases that we have in our office, and sometimes I have a very hard time getting a hold of a detective. You know, they're out in the field all the time. They may be, you know, running from one case to another, and sometimes it's hard to get them. You may have to try for a few days, but you should find out the name of the detective that was assigned to that complaint, get their name and number, their contact information, and you may have to call them, you know, a few times, or get their email. You know, and again, just like with the police report, be persistent. Let that detective know that you're aware, that you're on top of it, that you know that they're assigned, and you want to speak to them and get updates on their investigation.
是不是说不是每个案子都会有一个调查或者成功获
Is
得
it
调
fair
查
to
结果
say,
的
I
这样
guess
情况？
not every investigation will result in,
如果是
I guess, actual form of a punishment? I
如
mean,
果我
like,
们
I
不
guess
去
not
跟不去
punishment, but
追，
like,
是不是这个案子经
would
常会
it
不
would
了了
a
之呢？
case just be sitting there most of the time if we don't
那么我知
persistently
道在这样的情况下，
ask the
我会去联
detective?
系，我会去跟。
Because I just feel like I did
有没有
reach
任何
out
的
and
办法
like in
能
these
够
scenarios,
去
but it's
跟
just
踪
hard
一
to
下
get a
警察的
response.
案
And
子
then
是
I
怎么
also
样的一个
am
进
not
展？
aware
它
of
有没
how
有
to
一
kind
个
of
时
track,
间
like, is there
表？
a
什么时
system
候
for
应
us
该
to
结
track
案？
the status of the
这完
case?
全是在
Or is it
警
just
察这
kind
个
of,
侦
you know,
探
up
的，
to the
根据
detectives
他们的
at that
案
point
子的
on?
进展，完全是
Yeah,
他
it's
们个人
really
来决
up to
定。
the detectives.
同
I
时，它
mean,
的案子的复杂程
the
度
system
也
of
决定
tracking
了
your
到
case
底应
is
该
to
是怎么。
just stay in touch with the detective.
有的时
And
候
there
查
are
来查去就
cases,
没结果
depending
了，
on the
就是死胡同
circumstances,
了。
that are
有的时候，你像这
investigated
种礼品卡
but
是
may
非
lead
常
to a
难查
dead
的。
end, right? If it's, for example, when money is
礼品卡这种方
sent
式，
with
它会
gift
在外
cards,
州有的时候就被花掉
a
了，
lot
是
of
没法
times
追回来的。
these gift cards
不
are
同的形
redeemed
式
in
和
other
结果。
states or other countries, And
这样的话，警察的
it can lead to a dead end in certain circumstances. And in that case, the detective
他会告诉你，哦，这是我发现了，
should tell you, well,
这个卡是在哪
this
里
is
花
what
掉了，
we've done in our investigation.
这个就是
This is what information we
就是一个死胡同，没有办
found.
法继
This
续
is
去
how we
查下
followed
去
up.
的。每一个
And
情况也是
this
有
is the
他
next
自己的
steps,
原因和
or
结
this
果，
was
不
a
相
dead
同。
end. We're unable to go further from here.
那么
Every situation, every
有的时
scam is
候
different, but
警官甚至出传票，
a lot of
他
times
要
the
求把案子
detectives
的
will
情
send
况结果发到我
subpoena
们的这个
requests to our
检察
office,
官这里。
and we will subpoena documents
4
depending on
周、
what
6
type
周、
of investigation
7
it
周
is.
都是有可
And
能。
then it could take anywhere from
那所有的
4
任
to
何的信
6
息
or
都需
7
要
weeks to
下
get
载或查。
subpoena records back.
调查
Those records then have
是
to be
查不出来，
downloaded and
或者说
examined.
暂时就被悬在那里。
Sometimes an
有的时候你知
investigation
道还要去查
might
银
yield
行的一些信息和数据，
300
还有这
pages
个
of bank
电脑
documents, for example,
发生什么
or
样的情况？如果是网上诈骗，
100 pages of email
你只能，而
records
作
or
为公
IP
众，你能
addresses.
联系到的就是警
So
察
these
局
things
的
do
那位
take
侦探。
some time, but staying in touch with the
那么只
detective
能
and
唯一的
letting
办
them
法是
know
尽
that
量
you're
让
on
他
top of
继续
it
的去
is
查
the
这
best
件
way
事
to
情。
get a
感谢，
response
感
and
谢
to
你给
keep
我们这样的中肯的
keep
建
going
议。
on the investigation.
Thank you. I appreciate the explanation. This is very
Sure.
helpful.
Sure.
这个区域检察官是什么时候可以开始立案或者
So I
进
want
行
to
检
find
查
out
或者进行
from
公诉呢？
which point, like DA's office will be start to the investigation
我
instead
们
of
接受报
like
案，
a detector. So
我们同时也可以发起
Well,
调查，
we do take complaints in our office,
尤其是对于银
and
行
we
相关的
do
诈骗。
initiate
就像我之前
investigations.
所有的银行的
Typically,
诈骗都
especially
是要
the
求警察局先立
banking-related
案的，
scams, as we mentioned earlier,
所
they
以
do
发生这样的情
require a
况，最
police
好的办
report.
法就是先获得警察报
So in
告，
those
然后警察开始调查。
instances, it's always best to
警
start
察局
at the police
他们是有
precinct,
责任
and
来进行调查，
they will
侦探
initiate
来
the
获取所有的
investigation.
证据
We may
和蛛丝
assist
马
them
迹。
with the investigation, with gathering documents, maybe subpoenaing documents.
有的时候，
But they will
有
be
时候
the
也有
lead
受
in
害
that
者直接来我们这里
investigation.
报案，根据情况不同，
And also there are
我
times
们
when
也会接
people
受
come
报
in
案
with
开始研
complaints
究。
directly to our office, and depending on the circumstances, we would start an
谢
investigation.
谢。
okay, thank you, Daren.
Sure.
So you still will
如
stay
果
in a
之后我们还有
meeting?
问题，
or
或
later
今后
maybe
我们
have
还
a
有
later
观众提出问题，
or
我们
later
会
if really
向
have
你
other
转达我
questions,
们
maybe I
观
can
众
pass
提
to
出的
the
问题。
Elizabeth. So I'm not sure you still
我们
will
请
stay
下
in the
面一
meeting
位主
or
讲
you
来
will.
进行
Oh,
他
sure,
的
sure.
这个讲座。
Okay, so we go to the next guest speaker. Okay, so then we collect more information later. So
环球
okay,
Herman Chen
so next one
来给我
we
们进
will
行讲座，
invite the
分享他的一
Transglobal,
些
the Chief
信息
Investment
记。
Officer Herman Chen, like give our some 5 minutes like information sharing.
好，谢谢主办单位跟我在，谢谢主办单位跟各位观众朋友，大家晚安，大家好。我们今天听到了很多诈骗，这是一个很不幸的一个消息。那希望这些资讯对大家有帮助。那我们会发现，有的时候其实有的时候别人不一定是有心要骗你，那你也觉得你自己可能很注意了，但是就是因为一些小细节没有留意到。那你还是有可能会发生一些损失。其实像最近的硅谷银行的案子，我相信大家都有听到过。那其实相信很多人都应该了解到说，其实这个存款保险是25万美金。其实美国的存款保险在全世界比起来是相当高的，25万的确是相当高的一个额度。可是对某些人来讲，他可能会觉得说，这个银行就在我家旁边，他也在跟他合作很久了，他也一向很有声誉。那就算有超过一点钱，他可能也觉得没有太大的问题，那就会觉得存款都应该是安全的。但是直到硅谷银行还有现在某一些在市场上也有一些地区性的银行， 也传出了一些不太稳定的消息的时候，大家才开始意识到说，会不会我存放的超过25万的部分没有办法享受到存保的保障，那我有可能就拿不回来了。那大家要注意说，这一次硅谷银行是开了一个不能说先例，这次的硅谷银行是很幸运的，即使你超过25万，你也可以全数把钱拿回来，但是没有人知道这件事以后还会不会继续发生。那我们看到很多的银行出问题，大家可能会觉得很惊恐，但是其实我们要留意一个更大的一个背景，就是说这其实是一个经济衰退下通常会发生的一个环节，不一定会有像07到09年金融海啸那样子，好像记得有高达几百家的银行倒闭，可是还是很有可能会有其他的银行碰到问题。那我们当然相信这个政府稳定金融市场的决心，他们也做了很多的措施，但是根据过去经济衰退的一个潜力来看呢，通常金融市场不会在一开始政府救市就会开始稳定，还有可能会有一些余波。那另外一个就是通常在经济衰退的时候呢，诈骗案也会会有更多的诈骗案，这也是提醒大家要注意的一个地方。我想我们当然还是
稍等一下，我那个因为有些朋友没有听到声音，因为之前就是说你把那个声音放到了那个 Chinese 的 interpreter， 你把它换回来，换到那个 original audio， 好吧？因为现在就是 Herman 他讲的是中文，但是如果你还在那个翻译那个频道里面，就听不到他讲话，所以你就要到那个小地球里面。然后换回到那个 original audio， 然后你就可以听到那个 Herman 的分享了哈。Yeah，OK，continue， 谢谢，不好意思。好，
谢谢主办单位提醒非常感谢。好，所以我们刚刚提到就是这个有经济衰退，所以存款金融市场不会马上稳定，另外一个会有更多的一个诈骗的一个问题。那我想我们都对美国的金融体系至少对存保是有一定的信心的，所以如果大家今天在一个银行的存款没有超过25万的话，我是建议是不用恐慌。我知道有些人可能会开始考虑是不是要去银行把钱都放回家塞在床垫底下，我是觉得真的是不需要，没有必要恐慌到那个程度。但是如果你在一个银行你的存款的确有超过25万，那你也的确不太安心的话，那应该是可以考虑一下分散风险，把你的资金呢分配到不同的银行。那如果你的资金跟25就是可能只比25万多一点，或比如说不到50万，你放个2-3家银行其实就蛮安全的。那当然如果你的资金还要再多一点，那你现实生活中你也不太可能跑那么多银行开那么多账户的话，那市场上也有一些金融机构它提供了一个它可能跟很多家银行合作，它这个 program 你可以开一个账户，它帮你自动把资金呢分配到不同的银行，所以让每个银行的存款都会在存保的上限以下。所以举例来讲，有的 program 它可能提供了，它跟很多家银行合作，它可以提供是1000万甚至2000万以上的这个存款保险。那当然我们就像 Daren 刚才讲的一样，就是说如果一件事听起来好的不像真的，那可能不是真的。所以如果有人跟你介绍这些 program 的话，你还是要多加留意一下，就是这是不是有一个有信誉的金融机构提供的，那他有没有什么文件可以证明他合作的银行是哪些，那这些银行是不是都有参加存保。那我最后就是提醒大家，在经济衰退的时候我们在很多方面都会面临挑战。那照道理来讲，存款是最安全、最可以保障我们的生活的。那我们应该要采取一些行动确保我们的存款的确很安全，不会受到任何的影响。就是谢谢大家。
谢谢 Herman。那么就是 TransGlobal 它现在也是有提供这个 checking account， 对吧？是现在是有100多家银行是。
我们跟900多家银行合作。
OK， 900多家银行合作，就是如果客户的这个资金有到达非常多，就比如说1000万左右，或者是很高的数额，或者是就是超过25万的，就可以开这个 account， 是不是？然后就是
我们是建议大家超过25万，为了分散风险的话，那你又不愿意跑很多家银行的话，可以考虑这一类的 program。OK，
好的，那到时候你可以把一些这个 flyer 可以发给我，然后到时候可以 share 给大家。好吧。
好的，谢谢。
好的，谢谢 Herman。So
we
just talking about
25万的保险。
The 250,000 the FDIC
如果有任何超过的这样的话。
So we just
suggest 那么你要把它分散在各个银行。
They had limits or over this limits, they can
如果你在同一个银行
the money to different the bank
同样的这样一个账户，你是不能够获得超过25万，仍然不能获保，只能说换另外一个银行分散投资啊，不要把鸡蛋放在一个篮子里面才可以。
Different bank to open a different account.
如果你觉得这个非常的复杂
，security by FDIC for 250,000. Well, if you think it's really complicated, you can find some financial
金融机构有这样的服务。
They had holding over 100 or even more the banks.
如果有任何的
can have this
这样
kind of
的
service to
投资机构能
put
够
your
提供
money
这样的服务，
under 250.
大家感兴趣可以问我要这样的材料来保护一下你的资产。
So it's more convenient. So if some 就是有感兴趣的朋友的话，到时候可以跟我要这样的 flyer， 好吧？那么下面呢，我们的这个109分局的联络警官黄警官呢，他上线了。那么我们让这个黄警官来跟我们分享一下。OK， the Iris Huang from the 109 precinct, let's share some idea for us. OK， 黄警官。
OK， 大家晚上好，我是109分局的社区事务联络官黄警官，很高兴参加今天的这个活动。然后我知道大家有很多人都会有被诈骗那个经历我就讲到我们先讲就是银行类的诈骗。然后最近我们有发生很多的案子，就是有人发现自己银行的账户然后被人动用了钱款被取走了。很多情况下可能是我们说的是上网的时候那些密码疏忽，然后被那些黑客或者那种犯罪分子利用这些那个空隙，然后钻进去，然后就取走了。还有一种情况就是最近发生的是，经常有人他们的驾照然后被更换了地址，然后有人然后更换地址，再把新的驾照把它转到新的地址，然后在那边拿着真的驾照，然后再去银行账户的柜台上，然后去取款。然后银行机构的话，那边我觉得个人认为也有很大的那个就是责任，因为没有真正的去确认就是储户的真实身份，然后在账户上，然后在那个柜台上就把钱给让人转走了。然后就是我希望就是大家注意的是，可以用那个3大信用社，然后 Equifax、TransUnion 或者是 Experian， 然后这3大信用社去做一个 credit monitor。然后如果有人是你的身份被盗用，或者你的有人用你的那个信用卡用你的身份开账户，包括你的那个地址身份被转动以后，他会及时的会提醒你，这样的话你会第一时间得到这些信息，然后可以把它改正过来。因为我们最近就是有接到就像此类的案件，然后有的数目大到几万甚至10几万几十万的都有，然后这是一个非常需要注意的地方。然后还有的就是同样就是像电话账单类的这些诈骗，也是同样的，就是最主要还是因为身份的盗用，然后就是让那些非法分子有机可乘，然后把你的身份然后用去开账户是这样，就是这样的案件比比皆是。然后我就想，如果你是成为此类的受害者的话，你可以做的是可以到109分局来报案。然后报案的话其实也很简单，就是只要有那个被开账户的账单，然后我们有此为证据，然后我们就可以帮你做 identity theft 此类的那些报案记录。之后的话，这些案子我们会尽量收集有用的信息，从你这边告诉我们的信息我们会收集，然后会给我们的那个 detective squad， 就是109分局的警探组，然后在那个情况下他们会去做后续的调查。就像前面那个 Queen's DA Office 也刚刚也提到过，可能就是有时候有人觉得我报案了，报案之后就好像没有再有任何的信息的，因为抓这些 identity theft 其实有时候也有一定的困难，因为如果说发生在美国本土的话，可能还好一点。像很多时候我们知道，我们一些诈骗都是有时候会发生在境外，特别是像可能大家也经常会收到一些陌生的信息啊，或者是陌生的电话，他们包括会收到你家里有人现在有困难或怎么样，然后或者有人被逮捕了，然后把这个钱汇过来，然后就是利用各种的那种说法，那个说辞来骗取你的信任，然后特别是老人家特别会针对此类的那些诈骗会特别容易的掉入陷阱，然后就把他们毕生的这些积蓄都汇出去。然后我们就是碰到类似此类的案件的时候，也会去跟银行说，如果说有人突然间有大笔的汇款，然后几十万或者是几十万往外汇的话，你就跟一些汇款人再确认一下。银行当然是肯定会这样做，但最后的决定权，银行也说是在你的身上。如果他一定要汇出去的话，他们也没有办法阻拦。那有时候发生的话，可能你们报道上经常会看到他的毕生的积蓄就汇出去了。因为我们也曾经碰到一个案子，一个老太太她大概有50几万的那个存款，最后一下子全都被骗走了，就汇出去，而且汇的地点是香港那边。那一旦跨境，然后是那个 international 的话，那就是因为是国际犯罪的话呢，对于本土的警察来说就比较难的去处理这些事情，所以我们最终还是经常以教育为主，就是会去任何的 senior center 啊，或者任何的地方有那些crime prevention lecture， 我们经常会讲到 scam 诈骗一类的，就告诉大家一定要识破这些各种各样的诈骗的手段。然后当别人问到你需要那个要钱，哪怕去投资或怎么样的话，都就是等于是多放一个心思，多想一下，不要那么快的，就是说好像头脑一发热就会被骗走，这样的话很容易就损失大量的财产。所以包括如果未来的话，如果任何当然希望在座不会成为下一个受害者，但如果万一身边的朋友或者有发生此类的案件的话，可以到109来报案，或者来找我，或者有后续的需要 follow up 的话，我知道有时候他们就像那个第一集前面也讲到的那个，有时候可能是他去找警察，可能都找不到或怎么样，没有关系，你们可以找那个沈会长，然后把信息发给我，然后我帮你去 follow up， 到时候会给你个答复。因为此类的案件的话，并不是每一次我们都能给侦破，因为毕竟有时候跨国境、跨州作案的话，会有一定的难度。Okay.
好，谢谢黄检官。那么听众有没有什么问题要问黄检官的？还有之前的这个 DA， 对，大家可以举手或者是打开话筒问哈。
我问黄警官，黄警官，我在法拉盛，我护理公司我的支票被盗了，存到法拉盛的就是这个什么法拉盛银行了。然后呢，我已经报案了以后吧，没有任何信息，我怎么办？我找到法拉盛银行169分局去报案去，他们不采纳，他们说让我回到我家附近报。我在我家附近我报了案了，没有任何结果。
您家是住哪里？
我家住森林小丘啊。
森林小丘，因为是这样的 ，OK。我们是因为毕竟你家是住在森林小丘那边的话，应该是112分局，因为它是根据本身的住址来报案的，然后并不是说你跑到109过来报案，因为这不是我们的辖区之内，所以为什么会告诉你要回到森林小丘那边112的分局去报案？因为那是他们的管辖地区。
因为他们存的是法拉盛银行，在法拉盛存的。
对，我懂，因为是法拉盛银行，但是就是说你是受害人，他是根据受害人本人的居住地址，然后来划分的，所以受害人会到当地的居住的那个警局去报案，然后呢，你可以把那个信息提供给他们的时候，最后存钱存到法拉盛那个 bank， 他们112分局那边也有他们的那个 detective squad， 也有他们的那个侦探组，你这些所有的信息写在报告上的话，他们会做后续的调查。
我都已经报了，拿到法拉盛银行给我打出那个支票哈，他们拿着，他们是重新开的账户，把我这个支票存到法拉盛银行去了。
那就是说，就现在就是说，还就是说你还在，就等于他们还在调查当中，还没有任何的后续，是不是？
没有任何的结果，怎么办？
那就像我说一样，可能有时候就破类此类 侦查的话需要一定的时间，所以你可能需要耐心等待一下。然后你说。
另外那个我听那个我跟他会报案的时候吧，他说这种情况下很难找回来，能不能找回？到底能不能找回来？
不能完全保证。OK， 我们有就是如果说是在当地的话，比如说我发生在 New York City， 然后如果有一定的证据的话，然后像我们可能可以找回来，但并不是完全一定肯定。
因为我这个证据这么确凿，开户人有他的名字，还在那个法拉盛银行在法拉盛开的户，那为什么就找不回来呢？
因为你的案子不在109这边，我也没有办法完全就是说去解释这个为什么没有找回来，因为那边他们那个112分局，他们有他们自己的 detective， 他们有自己的那个就是一个处理的方式。然后可能需要的话，你可能需要就是说问一下112分局那边是哪一个是负责这个案子的警员。
112分局在什么的位置？我都不知道。
就在他在那个好像是6480那个 Austin Street 那边。
6480。
对，你可以的话，你可以上网以后，然后有一个叫 Find My Precinct， 然后把你的地址输入进去，然后它会自动的就是那个地图上会把你告诉你是属于哪一个分局的，你点进去以后，然后它会告诉你的那些分局的电话、警探组的电话，所以全都在里面，在纽约市警局的官方网站上面。
好的，谢谢。
不客气。
在这个 chat room 里面有个朋友说，有什么具体方法能有效防止身份被盗？
当然就是我们因为法拉盛这边也发生过很多，就是说信件被盗啊，那些信用卡被盗。然后第一点的话，就像我也要提醒一下大家，就是如果说你们有就是每天比如说你知道是几点来送信的话，然后可以尽早的把那些信件拿走。当然我们也有抓到过这些此类的罪犯，然后他们有盗用这些信件，因为里面可能有一些重要的身份信息，然后取到这些身份信息，他们会去开账户，然后盗用你的身份或者怎么样。然后所以说我说最好的方法就是可以的话去那3大信用社，你只要选一家就可以了，然后他们有专门的那个 credit monitor 那些 service， 然后任何人当需要用你的身份来开账户的时候，他们会第一时间来跟你那个确认。因为我本身其实我身份也被盗用过很多年以前，然后你就像跟一个无形的人在战斗一样，他在不停的开账户，你在不停的关账户。后来我也到警局去报案，然后那时候我已经在警察部门工作，我也到警局去报案以后，然后去拿到这个 credit alert， 然后去跟 Experian， 然后去好像每个月要付多少钱我忘了，它有一个 service， 然后他就会每一次就是有人需要拿你的身份来开账户的时候，他会第一时间他们会跟你确认是不是你本人，是你本人的话他们才会 approve， 然后不是你本人的话他们会直接就拒绝掉，这样的话会很有效的保护好利益。
OK， 好的，那非常感谢黄警官给我们的分享哈。
不客气。
好的，那如果大家还有什么问题的话，可以在这个chat room 里面再提出。那么我们下面有请我们的这个Alpha Law 的 Luna 我们的李丽娜律师来跟我们分享一下。他们的律所呢，就是有接待过好多的这个被诈骗的这个 victim，right？就是这些受害者，那让他来跟我们分享一下，就是他接触到的这些受害者的一些故事，还有他的一些想法哈。So next we will welcome the Alpha Law, the lawyer Lina Lee, to share some story because she met many of the victims before for the like a fraud victim. So let's welcome her to share some story with us. 好的 ，Lina， 你可以把你的话筒打开哈。
Hi, good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me here. Thank you to the peer panelists who are attending this conference with me. It's a very important subject tonight that we're having discussed because actually,
Lina， 先等一下，So Lina is a speaker English， 所以那个如果听不懂英文的朋友可以到这 interpretation， 然后再把这个 Chinese 这个选项打开，然后你就可以听到同声传译的中文了哈。就是电脑下面呢就是这个小地球，好吗？如果你是手机的话，就是找那个3点， 更多，然后里面有个小地球，然后点一下，它里面就是有中文、英文，然后就选中文就好了，好吧？好，sorry， OK，Lina continue。
接待了很多来报案的受害者，
recently our law firm
人数
had
非
an
常多，
alarming number of criminal
到我们
cases
这
come
里来
in
寻求
revolving
帮助。
around bank frauds, right? There's a large population of victims
我给大家
having
讲
sought
两个
our
具体的案
assistance in
子，
this matter. You know,
也就是告诉大
I'm
家
gonna
具体
I'm gonna
主
in
要影
particular
响到
two
公众的两
cases
种
that can
情
really
况，
sort
一
of
种最近触
illustrate the issues that
我
are
给大家讲一
concerning
下 A 受
to
害
the
者，
public, right? So one of the cases that I've recently encountered
从来
was
没
I'll
有
call
跟
him by
中国
victim
政府
A. He is a U.S.-born
注
citizen.
册过
He's
任
never
何的他的
owned
身
or
份证明。
registered for
那好
any
了，
IDs
结果有
with
人
the
用他
Chinese
假
government.
的中
There
国
was
的身份证或护照
$40,000 withdrawn
到
from
了
his bank
他4
account
万
in
块
one
钱，
day with a fake
他
Chinese
从来
passport
没有
with the bank teller.
向
Now,
中国政府
there's
或
no
机
way
构
that
申请过
he
任何的
ever
身份
submitted any
这是一个
Chinese
假的
passport to the
中
bank
国护照
because he is an American citizen. There's the
从来没
Chinese
有注册
government
过，
would
所以
never
这是
have
一个很
issued him
典
a
型的。
Chinese passport. There's
如果有
also
人拿着他的假护照
no way
跑到
that he
银行，
registered
以
for
他的
it.
身份
So
到了4万块钱，
there's someone showing up and
这
appearing
个情
to
况
the
是
bank
很
to
让人
withdraw
震惊的。
$40,000 from the bank with a fake
那么
Chinese
当然有的
passport
时
is
候
and
银
being
行会要
accepted
求
is
第二份、
alarming,
第
right?
三份身份证明。
There's no
那么
secondary
4
or
万块
additional
钱有的
ID
时
that
候
was
会要
requested
求
by the
提
bank
供
teller
额外
for
的证明信息。
this criminal to withdraw the $40,000.
那么
Now,
我们的受害者
when the
冲到
victim
银行
rushed to the bank where the money was
所提供的信息
withdrawn, the
没有
teller actually admits to him
任何
that
相像的
the passport looked
信息
nothing like him.
形象。
He
那么
was
跑到
then
警察要
asked
求
by
他
the
去
bank
警察
to
局
file
报
a
案，
police report and
那么
after
再
being
跟银行去报
at
案，
the
所以他
precinct
做了
and
2
filing the
步都
report,
做
the police actually asked the
但是即
victim
使
to go
他
back
报了
to the bank
2 个
and
案
file another complaint with the bank as well. So he did
3
both.
个月以后，
And
非常不幸的是，
unfortunately, after
仍
filing
然
both complaints,
暗自的
it wasn't until 3 months
监控
later that any police
和
even
调
looked
查
into the
没有
matter
任何的结果，
in
没有
regards
人去对
to even the
这个
surveillance that was in the
对
bank, the
盗
video
用的
camera
人
catching
提供
the
任何的照片
criminal
或者摄像。
on the bank side, there was also
银
no
行是
news.
有相对的，又有另外一
That's
方面保
this
护，
is a
还有
very frequent situation that
第二
victims
个
end
受害
up
者 B
facing. In fact, I
也
have
是
another
成千
victim,
上万的
and
钱
this is the
是
second
从
victim
银
that I'm
行被
talking about. She
用
lost tens and
虚假
thousands
的
of dollars
身份
that
证
was
明，
stolen from
那
her
么也
bank
是到
account.
柜员那里
This
去亲
criminal
自取
again
走
used
的
a。fake ID, and it was obtained.
银行 没
The
有
money
要
was
求
obtained
任何
from
的
a bank
额
teller
外
at
的
the bank
身份证
physically.
明，直接就
So
把钱
again, the bank
交给
had
人
no
家，成
additional
千上万。
requests for additional
那么这样的情
identification
况，
from the criminal, which made it very
这些
easy to withdraw
受害者，
this tens and thousands of dollars.
这个受害者
What was
从来
interesting
个
about
人
this
没有在
case
这个
was
银行
that
有开过任何的账户。
this victim actually never ever banked at this branch.
他总是使用他附近
before.
的银行，
She
不管
always
是在办公室还是在家住附近。
places at the branch near
其
her
实
home
这个
or
银
near her
行
work.
帮他开户
So
的时候，完
with
全
a
能知道他
simple
的生
check
活
of
圈是怎么样的，
her banking
也
history,
很容
I
易
think bank tellers
识
could
别
easily see
这个
that
犯罪
this
者
is
是
alarming,
在
right? Tens and thousands
害
of dollars
他
is
的
being
银行账户，
retrieved, and it's at a bank
这是非常
location
合法
that
合理的解
this
释，
victim would never go
完全
to.
可以做到的。
I think easy
如果
checks
银
like
行能
that
够进行进一步
would
的
be
核实和跟进
reasonable, right?
保护，那
From
么
the
就不
bank
会有
side
这么多的受害者。
to sort of prevent these
那么我们
these
遇到
criminals
很多
from
这样的
actually
受害
taking
者。
money from accounts. So there are lots of issues that we see here when you
这个系
overlap
统是有
cases
问
and
题的，我
victims
英语
and
叫
stories, right?
破碎的系
There's a
统。
lot of what I call
很多事情完
broken
全可以
system.
轻易的
I
做到的，
summarize
是
it
没
as
有
a
做
broken
到，
system
这是非常不幸
because
的。
there's a lot of things that could be done, and
很多的受害者是损失惨重。
It's just unfortunate because
他们这些钱都是通过自己的艰苦劳动来获得的，他们不应该承受这样的损失和结果。他们的生活也应该比现在要好很多。
But unfortunately, our systems could be a lot better, but they're currently broken, and there needs to be a lot of work that is to be done. I guess because my the other guests in this list of chatting that has been going on, the Assemblyman, the Queen's DA, Officer Huang, I think a lot has been spoken about how to protect yourselves, how to be alert about these scams going on. I guess I'm here then to just kind of talk about like the brokenness of the two systems. When I talk about the systems being the bank and the police, there's often complaint that in terms of the like towards the bank is that there's no Chinese customer support, right? There's no quick turnaround time. There's a long wait. You get a claim number and you're waiting around for centuries. There's a shift of responsibilities, meaning they tell you things like you should have been more careful about your identity. Maybe you should report it to the credit bureau. Maybe you should go to the police and get a criminal report. All these things when nothing is being actively done. Maybe it doesn't have to be in a particular case, but in overall system, right? They could put more security systems in place. They could do training for their tellers. They could ask for more identification. They could install fingerprinting. They could do lots and lots of things, right? And it's really due to their outdated services and security systems. Like we have plenty of resources to do translations nowadays. Maybe, you know, use one of those. So that in part of the bank, I see a lot of these complaints being made as a legal counsel, and I hear them a lot. And it's very unfortunate that these systems are still so outdated, and it could be updated for sure. Now, initially in the early conversation, even Assemblyman addressed it as well. There were precincts that refused to make the reports for the victims. There were also long turnaround times, like, is it being investigated? Clients are currently and always asking, what is going on with my case? Can you check with the police? Can you give me a status update? What is the investigator doing about my case, right? And sometimes, unfortunately, we do get also a lot of shifting of responsibilities. Like, you should also go and check with your bank. They should also be checking and looking into this. Unfortunately, I can't get a hold of somebody, or unfortunately, that's the investigator's duty. These are, you know, again, the system's problem, right? It's a systematic problem, meaning there's all these systems put in place, and it's really deterring from victims getting results, getting what they deserve back, and it's really heartbreaking to see. I guess here I am talking about this broken system is really me just giving a voice to these victims, because I do see a lot of disconnect here, and maybe the more that people can hear about it, the more can be done, right? I guess here I can also provide some helpful, hopefully, information that probably haven't been spoken about before, and one of them is please make the police report, right? There's a lot of people out there, victims, who are non-US citizens, meaning they have immigration issues, and they are too afraid to go to the police. Now, that's a huge misconception. Like, do not believe in that. Your immigration status has no effect on you making a police report like this. You're not the criminal. That's number one. And number two, you haven't done anything wrong, right? Voicing yourself will only help protect you and protect the rest of society as well. So do not feel like, okay, if I make this report, I'm going to lose my chances to get an immigration status. That is absolutely not true. go into your precinct, make that report. And in fact, in addition to that, a lot of immigrants don't have English capabilities, right? You know, it doesn't have to be immigrants. People in our community in Flushing, right? They have a language barrier. It's very real. It could be in other areas of Queens as well, all over New York, right? But know this, you can always ask for a translator. And I think it's perfect that Officer Huang is here. Maybe he can add to this conversation about how victims can come into the precinct and what is the procedure, what is the wait like for a victim to get a translator, right? Because these are services that are provided, right? And so how difficult it is to get it and how quickly can a victim get this service that they need. So language is not a problem, your immigration status is not a problem. Go make that report, right? Because that's the first step in anything. And it's also another piece of evidence. So say that we end up in litigation somehow, right? And we go to court.
那么证明你的账户上发生了这样的情况，你要有你的流水单。
So,
那么你要报警察报案，你必须要保证这种犯罪是真真正正存在的。
Right, and that's something that we can go to court with.
这是必须的一步，这不是说可做可不做，这个是必须要做的。
The step that you have to take. It's not optional. It's mandatory, right? And I think another piece of advice out of my experience from the bank system is that when you make a claim, you get a claim number, get the number down, keep it in your records, and then make sure that you take down the name of the person you spoke with. If they have a customer ID, take that down. If they have extension number, you take that down as well, right? By taking down all these information, not only is it evidence, but it's also helpful to follow up with, right? So one of the things I tell clients to do when they don't hear back for a long time is to escalate the claim. Now, what does that mean? That means go call the bank back. Tell them that I need to escalate the claim because nothing is being done, and that's not right, right? I have to get my results, and the money is just going farther and farther away from me.
那么任何的底层的工作人员，你就不要再跟他说了，你就直接去找他的上级。客服，你就直接跟他说，这个是我的报案号，请你把你的上级叫过来，我直接要跟他对话，你不要去跟他的底层的在线浪费时间。
Here's my claim number. Here's the person that helped me before. Get me a new case manager on it. The other thing to do, and it's been repeated over and over again through this conversation is please report your the scam events or the fraudulent activity to the credit bureau, right? That's the first way and the most important way to prevent further identity theft, right? Once, like I mentioned in the earlier two scenarios, they were all identity theft victims, right? There was fake passports going on. There was fake IDs going on. That means this person, whoever has the ID using your name and information, can go to any bank, can go to any financial institution and create new things that would damage not only your credit, but also damage your financial assets, right? So having that lock on there may be a little bit inconvenient because you'll always have to approve of something when it's actually you, right? But even so, it's very critical because you're in danger. Like this is already a red flag to show that you need to do something about it, right? That someone's already attacking you, so you must take that step. And when you go to these banks, even in person to the branch,
下面的
seek a supervisor, right? Seek somebody higher up. There's
如果你把这个
people
问
in
题
the lower
向上
tier,
一
like
级
bank
申
tellers,
诉
they have limited
或者
power,
经理去
they
申
have
诉，
limited time and resources, right? So if
他
you
们因
escalate
为
the
他们的
problem
职位更高一
to
些呢，可
a
能会给你更
supervisor
清
or a
楚的指
manager,
示。
it's often
也
they'll
许
give you
他
more
们会告诉你，哦，根据
opportunities
他
to
们
resolve
的
the problem,
所见
right?
或
They'll
经
give
历，
you
这个案
either
子可能
methods
会解决
that
或怎么样。
in their experience that might work, or
你
information
在追求你的
more
权益，
related to your
发出你
case
的声音的时候，
to
不要去
help
恐
guide
惧畏
you.
惧。
So don't be afraid
这个
to
是
voice your concerns and obtain the
这是法
the
律，任何
necessary
你作为受害
resources,
者是
right?
不应该保持沉默。
The biggest flaw to any case
没有
is by
任何
remaining
人有
silent.
权利
If you remain
告诉你
silent,
不去报案，
there is nothing
或者说
anybody
告
can
诉
do.
你应该
Not the
去做什
police,
么或
not
替你去做
myself,
什么。
not the assemblyman, not the bank. So do not
所做的
do
补
not
充。
take that route. Yes. That's all I have to add to this conversation.
Thank you, Lina. Yeah, the very helpful information for our audience. I saw the Daren hand up before, so you have some question?
Oh, I was just going to add, when she mentioned about making the complaint with the bank, I've had victims come into us, and when I asked them, did they make a fraud report to the bank, they said, yes, I went in and I told the person at the branch. Right? So this person thought they made a fraud report, but really they just told somebody at the branch. And I said, did you fill out any forms? Did you have anything notarized? And they said no. So here's an example. This person thought they made a fraud report, but unless you fill out that form, and it's probably a 6 or 7 page form, you're writing all your information, you're writing a description of what happened, you're signing it, it's notarized, and it's an official bank fraud report. So people may tell somebody in the branch, but unless you make that official fraud report, as Alina said, you get that claim number, it's like a fraud claim number, then you haven't really made that report yet, unless you do that official fraud report. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
If I may add, thank you, Daren. That was very helpful as well. And I would say, as an attorney, I would recommend that you keep a copy of it, right? Other people holding on to that piece of paper is not going to help you. So once you make that report and you get that piece of paper, whatever it looks like, it could be a little bit variant depending on which bank you go to. But once you get that filled out, signed, notarized, ask for a copy, keep that in your records. Everything that is revolving around this case, whether it's a police report, a case number or a claim number, names, keep all of that in the record.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for Daren and Lina. Just give all the information. 就是刚刚这个Daren 的。就是这个检察官他说呢，就是说，大家比如说是什么信用卡丢失了，或者是你的账户被盗了，或者什么东西，你就去了银行，就跟他们说一下。这个不是说，就是说真在银行做了一个这个欺诈的这个填这个表，就是你需要就是说你要真实的要去填这个表，然后银行才是真给了你这个叫什么一个报告。对，所以呢。就是说你一定要去填这个表，然后呢，就是说要刚刚那个 Daren， 这个检察官说了，你要就是说有 sign， 就是有签你的字，然后有公证，对吧？然后呢，李律师呢就说，哎，你一定要一份这个复印件，不能就是这个你填了这个表，就银行就收起来了，他自己保存了，你任何的这个复印件你也没有，对吧？然后呢，之后如果你要去告他，或者是你要去。找比如说这个检察官啊，或者去找律师去打官司啊，你必须手上要有这些证明。然后刚才那个李律师也说了，不管你的这个身份，是合法的在这边的这个移民还是不合法的移民，你都可以去报告你这些被欺诈的这些事情。因为那个警局的话，他是不会 就是看你的身份，你的这个移民身份也不会受任何的影响哈，对，然后就是说，刚李律师有说了，你如果是受到这些欺诈的话，一定不要保持沉默，你一定要去警局去报案，然后呢，你如果是就是你也可以找律师去帮你去争取你的这些权益哈，然后这个检察官办公室呢，就是说他也可以帮你，如果就是那个警局的话，他就是不给你写这些这个警察的报告这些东西，然后这个检察官办公室也会帮你啊，所以呢，就是说今天非常感谢这个我们的上线的这个嘉宾跟我们分享了那么多有用的信息，那么我们可能也会整理一些整理一下这个，然后再发给大家，然后我们的这个视频的这个录像呢，也会在已经在这个我的 YouTube 频道，已经在纽约 YouTube 频道上面，我再整理一下呢，你们可以再看重播，现在的这个 link 呢也可以看到重播。然后我们再接下去看一下，就是 Daren, I heard from the Elisa, she mentioned about the DA office have another seminar for the fraud on April 20, right?
I believe so, but I'm going to have to check my calendar on that. But I know we do have a couple. We do have a couple coming up. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, June, on April 20th, we do have a seminar, and it's going to be co-sponsored by the Councilmember Linda Lee and Councilmember Lin Schuman's office. When we finalize everything, we're going to send out the information to the public.
Okay, thank you so much, Elisa. Thank you so much for the today's guest speakers and all the audience. So anybody have the question? Yeah, already. This seminar already over like 1 hour and 30 minutes. So somebody still have the question want to ask our guest speakers?
This is Assemblyman Chang. I just want to make several things. I do want to make my office available for anyone who have problem with filing a police report would do that. Second, it's maybe a good idea for all parents to file a credit freeze on their children as well. And of course themselves. That's might be one way to prevent future. And third is be persistent, as Mr. Derek mentioned about that, be persistent on that. But it seems like our office, elected officials, seems to be, we have more say into getting results or follow-up for the constituents, even though maybe outside my district, but we're here to help. I know this is frustrating. I've seen it, I hear it, I feel it from the people. And I guess because of language barrier and culture, that our community is being taken advantage. And we do our level best is to help them whatever we can. If we can recover the money, it's a win. But most important, we need to target the people who are perpetrating this. Is it overseas or is it here locally? And that's something I wanted to stop this as possible. Or we can't stop it. We can slow down, make it hard for perpetrator to get the people's money. I hope that the seminar helps that. And again, my office is open to all for those who need help. Thank you.
Thank you so much, the Assemblyman Chang. Thank you for your passion and all the stuff you shared for us today. Yes. So I think this topic is very hard for the community right now, for the fraud, for the money, identity safe, for the stuff. So we will continue to fight and looking for the better solution for this, for all the departments. Then hope, just like the Assemblyman Chang said, hope we can target some like the crime, right? And slow down and let them too hard to get out our money, right? And for the identity safe, then we like find them who in the back to doing this kind of target the victims, right? So I think that this seminar is very helpful for right now the many victims. So thank you again for today's all the guest speakers and audience, and we will continue to looking out these topics and help our community get better, safe, and healthy, and all the getting better. Thank you so much, everyone. OK， 谢谢大家今天晚上的关注。
Thank you very much.
我们今天就到这，好，谢谢。Thank you, Daren. Thank you,
Elisa.
Thank you, Assemblyman. Thank you, Lena.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all the大家的参与哈。好，我们下次见。好，拜拜。